Alright, we're docked again. Looks like I was a little bit off center. But we're good to go. Let's turn off Kerbal Engineer. Before I forget, let's do our things. We've already brought all of our science up into the ship, so Bill is going to go ahead and... Where's the sun? Wow, we keep rendezvousing. Just there. Spacebar to let go. R to RCS. Let's fly on down to our... Screet! Guess what? Grab your experiments first, buddy. Lights. Grab. Alright, let's get all these experiments. And I think that I retrieved the why didn't it take a data? Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure that I retrieved the experiments from these other goos. So, I have no clue what's going on over there in chat, but I'll get caught up in a second. Chill out. Yeah, there's no information in there anymore. So let me fly over. Don't kill the solar panels. Whoa! Apparently he tried to grab the ladder and physics did not agree. Got it. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and store our experiments in here. Why does just that just say store experiments? Tell me we didn't put them on the other side last time. Did we? There we go. Whoop, other side. Any experiments in here? Yes, alright, it was on this side. Definitely need to store the experiments. Now we got 24 science experiments stored in this pod. That's what we're looking for. Let's Benny Hill our way back up to the pod. There we go. I don't know why this craft got so pointed off north. Lock it in. Now I feel good again. Okay, so... let me, before I forget, refill our lander. So let's go ahead and clean our science experiments. Clean experiments 4. This is why this science lab is so freaking OP. While that's cleaning, we'll go ahead and refit our lander. So, wait, fuel, and fuel, in. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't write down the Delta V again. I mean, I think what we're saying is that, this little lander has more than enough Delta V to get down to Minmus, hop between 2 different biomes, come back up and rendezvous the ship. I mean, I think we used about half of our tank both times, or a little bit more than half our tank. And we didn't dip into our emergency reserves at all. Let's put our RCS in. Apparently, I was facing the other way last time. I mean, we have enough RCS to do a lot of these missions. There we go. Excellent. We could go up and down to this planet so many times. I mean, how much Delta V have we pulled off this craft? Oops. Apparently, it doesn't... That's odd. That must be a bug. Yeah, that's weird. Crossfeed was still disabled, but it wasn't acting like crossfeed was disabled. I'm going to go ahead and shut down these engines since we're going to go in kind of a parking mode here while they can reflect on their science. And rotate over. So you're pointing straight up. You're bothering me. Okay. This pod? Nope, has nothing. This pod. Review stored data. Alright, good deal. We definitely need to get that, why is there monopropellant in there? Seriously? A little bit of an oversight there. Let's take that monopropellant out of there. There's no reason to send monopropellant back in the science recovery pod. We just didn't take that monopropellant out when we were up at when we were building this puppy. So there we go, drained. That means those guys are going to have a lot more Delta V as well. Looks like I'm out of the sun right now. So I am going to get caught up in chat for a second, and then we're going to come back here and we're going to deorbit and recover the science recovery pod with the 24 experiments in it. And that is how this ship is going to stay on station, in operation, in the fight, gathering science, while we can still cash in all those experiments at 100%. So let me have a look at this chat here. YouTube, Norwegian. Letters I don't have. Apparently I have to watch a commercial first. That's lame. Say that again? What? This girl's crazy. Is that right? She's totally saying Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with How do you get that out of bird? You guys are nuts. There's no bird there. Closer than most. That's how you speak Norwegian. Good enough for government work. Horseshoes and hand grenades as well. What am I supposed to do? I'm not gonna try to do French. So wait. Mugaiji? I don't know how to pronounce the end of it now. Mugaiji. Muga. Guh. Is that close? Guh. I put the question mark on the end of there. No, that's I don't know, Norwegian, with those wacky letters that the Norwegians have. Oh my goodness. Hey, look, at least I'm trying to become a citizen of the world, Cybertech. I'm not trying to be all rah, Marka. I can do the Marka thing. But I don't know where the sun went. How did I get oriented away from the sun? It's the J. I don't know what the J is. It's the J still. I'm probably mispronouncing the J still. That's what you're telling me. Das, you're an idiot. You can't pronounce that J. Marka. Yeah, America. Whoo! I'll tell you what. Dang old... Man, I got that internet, man. Get on the internet, you just click, it's got boobies everywhere. I don't do the best Boomhauer impression, I guess. Alright. So, anyways. Let's flip on around here. Oh yeah, I needed to check to see what my ejection... Look! We've got this error again! We've got the error where the ship has disappeared. The ship is gone. Zooming in and out. I don't know what that is. That must be... That's Kerbal in the moon, it looks like. Okay, now we're fully zoomed in on the ship, but apparently it's cloaked. Because the reason the sun flare went away was because the ship is between us and it. And if I go like that... See, look at that. The ship is cloaked between us and the... Ay. I have to go to the Space Center to fix this. Also, Texas, Hugh. Yeah, but Hugh is Brazilian. Come on now. And then I have to go to the tracking station, and then I have to go back to the ship, and it apparently disables the cloaking device. Something about a tachyon detection grid. I don't know. Danish. I give up. Alright, here's my ship again. Now I can go here without engaging the cloaking device. What we need to do is send the science recovery pod back to Kerbin. Kerbin is down, much like the enemy base. In order to go down, we need to burn retrograde. In order to burn retrograde, we need to figure out which way Minmus is going around, because what we want to do is go retrograde to Minmus's orbit. So we're going to want to depart. Here's what I'm doing. Let me point out what I'm doing so people understand. Here's Minmus's orbit, right? To go down, you want to go retrograde. I could escape from Minmus in any direction and then burn retrograde to go down there. There's a better way to do it, though. What we're going to do is eject ourselves from Minmus relative to its orbit, retrograde. So check it out. Check out my little pointer, my little John Madden. We're going to eject ourselves like this. Whoop! Pointing backwards on Minmus. So what we need to do in order to figure that out, we zoom out till we can see Minmus's orbit. We figure out which way Minmus is. It's coming this way, so retrograde is this way. Then we zoom in like this, and we put a node on the prograde side of Minmus. We then burn that node until we achieve the escape here, like that, and that looks good. That's not exactly retrograde. That's pretty darn close to retrograde, except we need to come in. We actually don't need to spend that delta V. So we're just going to clear this out of the normal here. No, not 2. I didn't type in 2, I typed in 0. I love you, precise node. So, see what's happening here. Like, let's zoom out. Check out my orbit, and I'm ejecting myself retrograde relative to Minmus, right? So when I burn this node, I'm going to be kicking myself out the backside of Minmus. That's going to be slowing me down and giving me a good Kerbin periapsis. So watch this. As I come here, keep your eye on the Kerbin periapsis. I don't have anything up my sleeve. All I'm going to do is increase the prograde, and the more I increase that prograde, the more Kerbin periapsis I lose. Now we're coming off a bit of an angle, so we need to burn less, or I guess later, like that. And watch my Kerbin periapsis. It's going to be really hard to show. Maybe I can do it from this side. Look, I burn later. I eject more straight off the back of Minmus relative to its orbit, and I lose more periapsis. So let's give it a little bit more velocity. There we go. Now we're at 10. Again, let's burn a little bit later. Check out, my periapsis went down a bit. There we go. That's 10. That's actually pretty good. I think we want a little bit more. There we go. Now we're at 8. What's our budget here? 88. Look at that. With only 88 meters per second of delta V, we're going to be sending ourselves back to Kerbin. Let's go ahead and crank this up to 150. And then we're going to play with the ejection angle. Alright, that is... Wow, that's not where we want to burn at all. Minmus's gravity is so low, we want to burn like this. Alright, now we're ejecting. That's not the way we want to eject. We want to use all this velocity to kill. That looks pretty good. Look at that. Alright, 500,000 is where we would be coming into Kerbal. Kerbal? Whatever. So let's give it a little bit more. Let's see if I can't give it a little bit more prograde. 2, 1, 0. There we go. So if we execute this burn for 166 meters per second, we will send ourselves back to Kerbin. And we will see what we're going to be able to do here. I just made a mistake. What was my mistake? My mistake was that I planned the maneuver before I separated the vessel. I'm going to try to fix it by doing control from here. This is the one that has the 24 bits of data on it. I'm going to go ahead and hit F5. Let's do a quick save. Then we're going to detach from the science station here and hope that that maneuver node is still in there. So let's see. Is it gassed up as well? Yes, it's gassed up. Does it have power? Ooh, we're going to be separating on the night side of the planet. Let me just make sure right quick. Yeah, we'll be fine. The sun's just about up. So, we're going to go ahead and decouple this. Alright. Is the node on this? Good! That's frickin' smacking, backstabbing. Ugh. Whatever. Here, look, we can totally do this. Copy that. 0.6 if we need to, 166. Alright, let's go to the other ship, see if we can do it. Whoa, I just put an M in. That's not what we want. No, I keep typing into the precise node window. What I actually need to do is come up to this guy and turn to the side like this and puff myself away from him. There we go. So we're just going to separate away. I did a little bit of rotation there. I'm going to have to watch my whatever that stuff is, electricity. And now let's see if we can't put this node back where it's supposed to be. Find the orbit. Let's just burn straight like this. Bam, prograde. I'm going to type in that UTC that I copied. It was 6, I believe. I love you, precise node. Precise node is the best. Type in 166 here because that's what it was. That should pretty much mimic our maneuver node before that crashed us into Kerbal. That's 1600. That's not 166. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So we didn't get it exactly. Apparently the decimals that were on here were very important. I don't remember what they were. 5? Does that make a big change? Maybe the decimals on the prograde were what did it to us. 17. That's going to re-enter us right there. Crossing through at 17. So now we just have that burn to execute a 7-second burn in 29 minutes. Hope that we have sunshine. That's good. I like that. Are we going to get sunshine? Yeah, there we go. We got a solar panel on the sun. I'll take it. And we're going to speed on around to the maneuver node. I think we're good. Yeah, this one does have the... I did get the one with the science experience. Yeah, 24. Excellent. So let's go ahead and speed on around to that node. Apparently we were talking about languages. You know the language I can't get? My girlfriend's actually Vietnamese, and I cannot speak Vietnamese to save my soul. I can count to like 3, Mut Hai Ban. I can say a couple things, like I know how to listen to when they're talking about the white boy. But I cannot speak Vietnamese. Simply because the different, I guess, letters, the way you pronounce a letter, which I guess is really a different letter for the language, the way you inflect your voice when you say something is very important to the meaning of the word. So if you say like, with an up inflection, like would be a question for me, American white boy, that may mean ship in Vietnamese. And if you say, and you kind of inflect your voice down at the end, that could mean dog. And if you say, and you just leave it straight, that could mean I'm going to go wash my hair. It's like freaking 3 totally different words just based on how I inflect my voice. And I can't do it. My voice is too expressive. I've done too much talking in my life, I guess. To not inflict questions. Like if I learn to say something like, where is the bathroom? I automatically inflect it up like it's a question at the end. Like, where's the bathroom? Or where's the bathroom? Do you have a bathroom, I guess? And if you do that in Vietnamese, you end up insulting someone's grandfather or something. I've tried and tried. The whole Rosetta Stone thing, it's got nothing on my ingrained habits of pronunciation. Rosetta Stone has nothing to offer me. Spanish I can do. Born and bred 2 hours north of the Mexico border down in South Texas. What is going on? I'm burning in the wrong direction. I apparently put that little thing on upside down. Good to know. That was dumb. Apparently the little dude is upside down. The probe core we put on the bottom is installed upside down, so when I lined up and everything and I burned the wrong direction. That's not cool at all. Did we get that encounter we were looking for? Yeah, look at that. We're totally hitting Kerbin. So I've got my ejection pretty much retrograde there, kind of retrograded down. So when we come out of this orbit, we're going to be going down like this. And we're going to come along this orbit. I don't really care. These pods are very resilient. We're not worried about the data getting into the anti-Kerbin's hands or something like that. The anti-Kerbal's hands. But we're going to come like this. We're not going to worry about fixing our inclination. We've got a direct... I mean, no matter what, we're going to hit the planet right now. So all we need to do is come here, find the sun. Where's the sun at? Straight up? There we go. Make sure we have solar panels pointed at said sun. Like that. And we're going to go ahead and F5, then time warp all the way down. So remember, I don't have any Kerbals on here. My crew is still completely back there with the space station, or with the science ship. Look how much less fuel I could have taken. I could have taken so much less fuel. I think this little orientation of this craft carries like 3,500 Delta V or something. Some ridiculous amount. I probably could have got by with 2 or 3 of those little donut tanks. The reason I put this tank on here is because what just happened? I just had an orbital change, a camera change. Huh. Oh, whatever. No harm, no foul, I guess. I go with this tank because this tank is so much cheaper than 2 or 3 of those donut tanks. Yeah, I could carry half the fuel, but it would cost me a lot more. And I typically operate these science ships in my career mode when I'm farming science and money and whatever. And so those donut tanks, I love them, but you don't need to use them here. So anyways, 8 minutes. If I stop the stream at 9 o'clock, that sounds wonderful. I can go and get me some food, then I can come back later and have some fun. So let's see. Apparently I've gotten a text message as well. Excellent. Alright, let's just go ahead and fast forward this. We're leaving Minmus. There we go. Check that out. See how that works? We're still in Minmus' sphere of influence, but this is where we are on the other orbit. I love you, New Conics. So you can see we're already well on our way, falling away from Minmus. It's left us in the dust. We're about to come flying past this SOI change there. I've apparently already flubbed things up, and now everything's completely wacky. I don't know why I put this thing over here. T plus 4 hours, something's totally wrong. Let's time warp past it till it fixes itself. There we go. Now we're on the return orbit. The whole ship still costs more than 250,000. I didn't actually look, but we could farm all the science from the moon and Minmus using this one ship. We could refuel it a couple times. Let's go back and have a look. And remember, those science experiments are completely freaking expensive. Let's get this party started in time warp here. How am I doing on electric charge? Am I orientated towards the suninator? Yes, I am. Before I go to dinner, where is Kerbin? There we go. We're falling towards Kerbin. Look at that. We'll have a look at the ship and see what the cost of the ship was. But again, we weren't... we slapped all the science experiments on it right out of the gate, and I think a significant portion of the cost of the ship is going to be the science experiments. Somebody watch that electric charge. Tell me if it starts to go down. And I'm falling towards Kerbin. Look at that. There went the moon. There's... Wow, that was fast. It sure comes up fast whenever you get there, doesn't it? We accelerated from 300 meters per second. Now we're going 2,300. What's my approach look like here? Wow, we're just basically going straight into the planet. I'll burn off the rest of that stuff. I can use this as a rocket-assisted landing here. So let's continue to time warp. That's pretty. That's real pretty. Looks like it's going to rotate out and put us in the water. But this craft is so simple, I don't think we have to worry about landing in the water. How are we looking? Yeah. Wow, we're just like coming straight in. This will be a really good re-entry effect, though. Let's go ahead and point retrograde. Do I have the sun? Where's the sun? Let's rotate so I have sunlight. And let's do this re-entry here. Yeah, that was definitely a warp drive disengage moment. So here we have, clocking in at over 3,000 meters per second. That's fast. We're going to end up in the ocean. Not worried about it. Let's just go ahead and ditch this. Then we're going to fire our retro rockets, I guess. I'm not. Look at this. We still have... Wow, we have a sonic boom coming through the atmosphere here. Let's ditch a lot more of our Delta V. We don't need to take it with us. Plus, it'll make our shoot less effective. I might as well just fly in a circle like this. Here, we'll just burn the Delta V by doing this. All right, and then I can land with that. Go ahead and we're falling almost straight down. We can pop the shoot drogue mode right now. And we're going to land in the ocean here. Oh, is that what I got? 15 Gs? I wasn't watching. We'll try to do one. I should have used the rest of that to just point straight down at the planet. See if I couldn't deorbit at like 5,000 or 6,000 meters per second. And I'm not time warping. Yeah, I'm not time warping. We're falling fast enough we don't have to worry about the time warp. Well, we're still hitting terminal velocity. That chute is slowing us down. Landing at 7.7. So we are going to have to ditch some of our fuel before we get down there. So I'll get closer to the ground and then we'll ditch some fuel. Yeah, I definitely don't have deadly reentry. I am going to install deadly reentry and yeah, whatever. I still don't know how to pronounce your name. How long did we discuss it? There we go. We'll just top it on down to 5. And kill the motors. Put it in the ocean. We are good to go. So let's go ahead. I hope it just doesn't say negative science points. This would have been a few thousand science points. Again, we had 24 experiments in there. And when we were to recover this vessel, if I had thought this through, we would be in science mode. And let's see what it says. It's probably going to say, "You're an idiot, Valdez. You have just recovered 0." Oh wow, it doesn't even bring the window up. So we don't get to see how much that would have been. I've done that a few times, and I know that that's thousands of science that we just brought back from the 2 biomes we went to. So, good times. What do we need? We're going to look at the... I've got 1 minute left, and I'm going to go to dinner here, guys. Let's see how much that ship cost. I don't think there was anything we needed to fix on there, was it? Science farming ship. 217! 217 is not too shabby for farming all that science. Especially given that the ship itself only cost us 96. So the science vessel itself cost us right around 96. And then the lifter to get it into orbit was another $120. $130 almost, I'd say. Nice, that's awesome, Dr. J. I'm not going to complain about that at all. I started streaming 2 days ago and I had 24 followers. I got back from vacation and started streaming. So to go from 24 to 86 in 3 or 4 sessions, that's awesome, and I totally appreciate everybody tuning in here. What else was I going to look at? We know these things are backwards. That's doable. We don't really have to worry about that. maybe what I could do, I could totally bring this ship into my career mode. I could save it and transfer the ship file, and then we could put rail chutes on this, and we could see how efficiently we could get this thing into orbit. Because between rail chutes and debris recovery, we would recover 80% of the cost of this stage. We would recover at least 50% of the cost of the kicker stage, and we would get a lot of this money back. So maybe what we could do is now that we've kind of designed this here in sandbox mode, we could take this ship over into a career mode and see if we were see how cost effectively we could get this thing into orbit and operate it. Because that's definitely another thing to look at. I mean, if you're playing that career mode where you've got to worry about the funds and you've got to worry about the science actually building up to the parts, that may be a really cool way to build this ship. So, let me check up with the chat, make sure I didn't miss any questions or anything like that. Whole ship still costs. Yeah, but I'll take it. I'll pay that to get that science. Burn towards land, we'll do that next time. Deadly reentry, definitely none. Got some followers, love it. K9 Officer 09. It's 9 o'clock right now, Eastern Standard Time. I really need to get I need to get something on my desktop here that displays GMT, because I know that's the lingua franca, or I guess the time franca. Whatever the correct word for time is. See if I can't tell things in GMT, but it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now, and I would expect to be back in 2 hours. So I'm going to go, I'm going to decompress, get off the computer a little bit, read some of my book while I'm eating dinner, and go get me something to eat. But let's call it, I'll be back here doing a fun session in my career mode at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that's clock set to the right time zone. Yeah, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Excellent. So, everybody, I appreciate everybody that, if you're still with me because you came over from Dark Husky's channel, that's freaking awesome. Everybody else that we picked up along the way, I hope you enjoyed the episode of Kerbal Space Academy. Again, we wanted to do some stuff, but I wanted to explain it while we did it, so that hopefully some people learned some things. And I saw over there in chat some people said they learned some things. Heck, I even learned some things. Dan taught me a couple things as well. I mean, I've played this game for so many hours, and then I just learned a trick that makes me so freaking happy with being able to put that RCS node. Whoa, where you at? The little RCS node on the, I can't really show it there, but the linear RCS port on top of underneath the quad one. This is just cool. So yeah, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I'm going to be back at Adam 1227. But hopefully we learned some stuff. I love everybody participating in chat. People that were answering questions and stuff like that when I was focused on flying rockets and missing maneuver nodes and that sort of stuff. I appreciate people that help out in chat. I'm actually going to Google around and try to find some sort of rep system. Is there like a Twitch rep system or something? I don't know. I would love to be able to dole out rep or something for people that help out and answer questions and give good feedback and catch things that I've missed. It doesn't even matter if you know much about KSP. Even if you just catch the fact that I didn't freaking put the crew in, like, that's a huge deal. So, anyways, I'm going to go off, get some dinner, read my book a little bit, get my eyes off the computer screen, and I'll be back at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like Adam there typed in. Everybody, thanks for watching. I'll be back. Good times. That was good games. We'll launch some more rockets later. Thanks to everybody. Now we have the awkward silence because I don't actually have a button to stop streaming. I have to Alt-Tab and then go click stop.